Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, Donald Trump's lead over his GOP competitors is fading away in South Carolina. Find out how the candidates are stacking up ahead of tomorrow's primaries.
Plus, it's almost that time of year again. Citrus TV reporter Claudia Bellafoto tells us how to de-stress during midterm week.
And police identified the victims of yesterday's deadly house fire in Rome.
Those stories and more. Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Monica Hammer.
And I'm Michael Tricarico. It's almost that time of year for midterms here on the Hill, a time that usually causes stress for students. How to manage that stress? Well, that's our top story tonight. It's getting to that point of the year when exams and assignments can get overwhelming. Citrus TV reporter Claudia Bellafoto tells us what SU is doing to help students de-stress.
It's exam time again and the stress levels are high. If that applies to you, here's a new tip. Put aside the books and break out the yoga mat. That's right, SU is finding new ways for students to de-stress, including meditation hour at Hendricks Chapel.
It's just an opportunity for anybody of any skill level, beginners, advanced, to come and have a quiet sitting and just refocus and recenter for the week.
Other programs include Healthy Monday, where you can find free fruit across campus, including all of the gyms and People's Place in Hendricks Chapel. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax. It might be just what you need to get an A. I'm Claudia Bellafoto, Citrus TV News.
Students are singing their hearts out right now in the Shine Underground in honor of disability advocacy. The Disability Student Union and the Disability Cultural Center are coming together for Disabilla Funk, an evening of karaoke, a cappella, and improv to promote inclusion. The event lasts until 9.
Police in Rome have released the name of a boy killed in a fire yesterday. 7-year-old Ryan J. St. Andrew died at a Rome hospital after being rescued by firefighters. The boy was at home with his grandfather and cousin when the fire started. The other two were not injured. According to police, the cause of the fire remains under investigation. In Syracuse, police have arrested 15 people in a massive drug bust. Police found more than 550 bags of cocaine and more than 200 bags of heroin after following 3 search warrants. News Channel 9 reports more than half of the cocaine in the bust was found in 2 homes on South Carbon Street. And developing in the last few hours, police say that heroin is linked to 2 deaths after they found the drug that was laced with fentanyl.
And coming up, presidential races are heating up on both sides ahead of tomorrow's South Carolina primary. We'll have all the details from last night's town hall sessions.
Plus, Pope Francis wraps up his tour in Mexico with some shocking comments about contraception. Find out what he said after this.
What will the weather look like this weekend and next week? Stay tuned for my 7-day forecast right after this break.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Thank you. You got a key?
fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
In the second round of the GOP town hall, Donald Trump backed off of his earlier controversial comments. Trump said he respects Pope Francis but feels he was misinformed.
He also would not accuse George W. Bush of lying, but instead suggested that he invaded Iraq to finish his father's business. Jeb Bush and John Kasich, on the other hand, had lighter moments, as Bush recalled meeting his wife Columba, and Kasich hugged a deeply troubled young man. And over on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton took turns in a town hall from Las Vegas just days before the Nevada caucus.
Facing a large Latino population, both candidates were challenged on whether immigration reform would be a top priority.
When questioned on Islamophobia, Sanders vowed to deal with it directly and bluntly, while adding that claims of President Obama not being born in America were appalling.
Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, got applause mixed with heavy boos when she accused Sanders of not being a Democrat until only a few months ago.
According to the latest NBC News poll, Donald Trump's lead over Ted Cruz in South Carolina has dwindled to only 5 points. In past weeks, Trump held a double-digit lead over Cruz. The rest of the field is in a tight race, with Marco Rubio edging out Jeb Bush for third and John Kasich fighting Ben Carson to avoid a last-place finish.
And the trials of the Baltimore policeman charged in the death of Freddie Gray have been postponed. Maryland's highest court is reviewing if one officer can be compelled to testify against another.
Gray was found dead last April after being arrested for having an illegal switchblade. While in police custody, he rode in a van handcuffed with no seatbelt. He suffered a spinal injury and then did not receive proper medical attention.
And U.S. lawmakers are considering legislation that would require technology firms to give the government access to their products. The statements follow the current battle for Apple to develop technology to unlock the iPhone of the San Bernardino attacker.
Intelligence Committee Representative Adam Schiff says the issue will ultimately need to be decided by Congress, not the courts alone. Momentum for the bill could be slowed by opposition from privacy advocates and technology companies.
Pope Francis made groundbreaking news on his flight back to Rome.
The pontiff suggested that contraceptives were permissible in order to fight the spread of the Zika virus, which has been known to cause brain damage in newborns.
However, he ruled out abortion, calling it an absolute evil. And the United States military launched an airstrike against ISIS in Libya this morning. The strike is estimated to have killed at least 43 people, but the death toll is expected to rise.
The strike was aimed at a group of ISIS fighters who were training. Among them was a terrorist who experts believe played a key role in 2 terrorist attacks in Tunisia. It is still unclear if he was killed in the attack.
And 6 soldiers were killed and another was wounded yesterday in a roadside bombing in Turkey.
Turkey is blaming the attack on the PKK, which Turkey, the United States, and the European Union see as a terror organization. Turkey has been fighting them for decades. And after the break, Nicole Dementry will have your full forecast and tell you when these cold temperatures will warm up.
And catch up with all your entertainment news in Hammer Time. We'll be right back.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Cold temperatures in Syracuse today.
And Nicole Dementry has your full weather forecast.
Yeah, Michael and Monica, things are really cold right now. It is really windy outside. In fact, 28-mile-per-hour winds right now. It's feeling more like 23 degrees outside, but it really is 36. Things are going to get cloudy. But as we're looking through the temperatures all across the country, we're pretty normal right now. Everybody's around normal, around freezing right now. For us, if you look at us right now, we're about in 34. As I said, we're 36 right now, so a little bit above average. Now going into tonight, around 11:15 p.m., you will be expecting some rain showers, maybe mixed with a little snow. It is 32 degrees out tonight. It'll be 26-mile-per-hour wind. That wind is just not going to die down, even through tomorrow. There will be a 50% chance of rain, as I mentioned, and just rain showers. You will see a little snow, though, so be careful traveling outside. And now moving into the radar, as I said, 11:15, things will come around. You won't see anything again until tomorrow afternoon. So for that basketball game tomorrow, you will be expecting a little rain. But otherwise, beautiful day. 46 degrees outside, partly sunny, only really a 20% chance of rain. Things will only rain for about an hour or so, 10 to 20-mile-per-hour winds, so the winds will die down. Sunday, another beautiful day. 20% chance of precipitation. Really, it'll be clear all day, cloudy, typical Syracuse, no sun outside, but it's okay, only 9-mile-per-hour winds, it'll be good. And moving into the 5-day forecast, Monday, 24 degrees, it's gonna get cold again, it's gonna be beautiful outside, and then it's just gonna drop back down. Tuesday, we're gonna see 39 degrees, going back up above freezing. But we will see snow Tuesday night. Wednesday, we'll see rain, 80% chance. You will see rain all day, 40 degrees. Thursday and Friday, you're going to see snow all day. So sorry about that. But.
Oh, man.
So this weekend, how much snow are we looking at, if any?
So this weekend, we're not going to look at any snow, but the end of next week, Tuesday, there'll be snow. Wednesday, it'll pretty much be rain. And the next Thursday and Friday, we're going to look 3 to 5 inches each day. So we'll see.
Syracuse plays Pittsburgh in basketball tomorrow, 2 o'clock. What should I wear if I'm going to the game?
You know, I definitely would bring an umbrella. It is going to be warm tomorrow, but it is going to rain. You are going to have that system moving in, and you're going to need it when you come out of the game. It will be raining. You don't want to get drenched walking back to your car.
And later in the week, if you're out shoveling that snow, do you have any tips for us if you're out doing that?
Yeah, actually, spray on nonstick cooking spray on your shovel, and the snow will just come right off, so you're not just piling on that snow, and you could keep moving on with your walks.
All right. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you.
Scientists are investigating a potential link between global warming and the spread of the Zika virus. The rapid outbreak of the virus could be caused by the rising temperatures. Researchers say that the climate benefits the range and life cycle of mosquitoes carrying disease. Rapid population growth coupled with greenhouse gas emissions could cause the number of people exposed to the virus to double. While climate change is expected to be tied with the sickening spread, the research is not yet confirmed.
A new study suggests 33% of Americans don't get enough sleep. The study included more than 400,000 participants in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. Nearly a third of the subjects reported sleeping less than 7 hours a night. The study pinpoints that people living in the southeast and along the Appalachian Mountains get the least amount of sleep in the country. Studies have shown a link between sleep deprivation and obesity, heart disease, and mental illness. More than 1 million workers at America's largest employer are getting raises this weekend. Walmart is increasing its minimum wage from $9 to $10, and increases are also in store for hourly employees. Full-time workers at Walmart will see their pay climb to almost $13.40. KTLA reports the company says it is also working to give employees more advance notice of their shifts. And now to catch you all up on your entertainment buzz, here's Monica with Hammer Time.
Pulitzer Prize-winning author Harper Lee died today at the age of 89. The family of the famous To Kill a Mockingbird author says she was in good health and passed away in her sleep. The Alabama native is widely considered one of the greatest contributors to American literature over the last century. Her novel Ghost Set a Watchman was released just last year. And some James Bond fans have found some solace after a charity auction. Items from the latest installment of the 007 series, Spectre, were auctioned off to lucky bidders. 10 lucky fans coughed up $3.5 million for versions of James Bond's famous Aston Martin. But not so fast. There are strict rules against driving the cars since they were built without any required safety features and reach speeds of close to 200 miles per hour. You won't be seeing those cars on the road anytime soon. And stop me if you've heard this before, but Kanye West is getting attention for some crazy antics. The rapper reportedly yelled at the Saturday Night Live crew ahead of his performance last week. A recording of the incident leaked showing West ranting about the stage and Taylor Swift. This is the latest string in a series of events the rapper has been involved with over the last few weeks, including controversial tweets. And singer Kesha was in tears this morning when she found out she lost a preliminary injunction motion that would have let her leave or edit her contract with Sony. As of now, her contract requires her to work with music producer Dr. Luke, who Kesha claims she was, quote, sexually, physically, verbally, and emotionally abused by for several years. Dr. Luke has denied all the claims, and Sony has stayed by his side. And singer Zayn Malik is also making headlines again. Malik released the album cover for his new record, Mind of Mine, featuring him as a toddler with tattoos all over his arms. While the picture is a cute one, the singer is now accused of copying artist Lil Wayne, whose 2008 album also features him as an inked-up toddler. Malik responded to the criticism on Twitter, saying, "My ideas have been with me a long time." Malik and Wayne are not the only artists who have used a childhood picture as their album artwork, as Drake and Notorious B.I.G. did so in past years. And that's all your entertainment news for tonight. Now let's send it over to Matt Ryle with what's coming up in sports.
Coming up in sports, one Syracuse basketball team did something yesterday that they hadn't done in 2 years, and SU women's ice hockey got a big win earlier today, and it's the Battle of the Boroughs Round 3 tonight in Brooklyn. All that and more coming up next. Citrus TV News. We'll be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
The weekend, usually.
is a time to relax and unwind from the pressures of work and school. Unfortunately, the weekend is also a time for many people to abuse drugs and alcohol. Listen to the words some people use when they talk about the good time they had over the weekend. They say, "I went to a party Friday night and got plastered," or "Saturday night, I was really wasted." Maybe they didn't have such a good time after all.
This message furnished by the NCAA.
Nearly 2 years ago, on January 30th, 2014, Syracuse women's basketball defeated number 6 North Carolina for a huge win. That game was also the last time SU beat a top 10 opponent until yesterday. It was senior night in the Dome, and fittingly enough, it was the soon-to-be graduates that propelled the Orange to a massive win over number 10 Florida State, 83-73. Let's take a look at how it all went down in the Dome. As I said, it was senior night in the Dome, and it was really the seniors that got things started for Syracuse. Brianna Butler with a 3 here, and Syracuse up 11-6 early on. And then FSU would come right back with a layup to give them the lead, but it would be the last lead they would have. Why? Because Brianna Butler was scorching. She had 4 threes in the first quarter, and she would take the team into the break up by 10. And then it was Brittany Sykes with a layup here. She got it to go. Another senior there making an impact, but FSU's a top 10 team for a reason. They cut the lead to 1 there as Syracuse would go into the half up by 3, but it was more seniors after the break. Taylor Ford getting into the action. She hit 3 after 3 after 3. She had 4 threes in the third quarter alone and put Syracuse up big. Brittany Sykes again. She had 15 points on the night, one of 3 seniors in 15 points on the game. Brianna Butler, another one of those seniors with 15 points. And it was really just the seniors' night in this one. Brittany Sykes salts away the Syracuse win, 83-73 over FSU. Ariel Epstein has more on the win.
It was an emotional night here at the Carrier Dome as the number 23 ranked Syracuse women's basketball team had their senior night. Fans were given t-shirts with the seniors' names on it, but what was more important was the 83-73 victory that the Syracuse team walked away with over the number 10th ranked Florida State Seminoles.
Senior night.
Yeah.
You know,
Senior night.
It's a top 10 team. You don't want to go down by 10 to a top 10 team. So I guess all our emotions, just we had to get that lead. And once we got it, we weren't going to let it go.
It just hit me all at once, you know. It's like that'll be the last time that I get to play on the floor with my class. So it was a good emotion.
We just really thrived today and just played really well and played hard. And our team really wanted to dedicate today's win for all the seniors that came in here and did a lot for our program.
Team wasn't the only Syracuse team that was celebrating senior night. Today, the Syracuse women's ice hockey team celebrated their senior day with a huge win over Lindenwood. They took down Lindenwood 6-1, but it wasn't a senior that made the impact. It was Stephanie Grassi, a sophomore. She had a hat trick after 2 periods to lead Syracuse to a win in this game. Syracuse has won 6 straight games, and their final game is tomorrow against Lindenwood in a rematch. Puck drop is expected at 3 p.m. On the hardwood, the All-Star break and trade deadline are over, and the NBA is back. And what better way for both New York teams to get started than with the season's 3rd installment of the Battle of the Boroughs. The Knicks and Nets face off tonight in Brooklyn. The two New York teams have split this season's matchup so far, but coming into this game, both teams are floundering. The Knicks lost 10 of their last 11 games before the All-Star break, including firing their head coach during the span. The Nets haven't been much better, going 3-7 in their last 10 games, but there is some positive news for one team. Although neither team made a trade at the deadline, Brooklyn did hire their new general manager yesterday. Owner Mikhail Prokhorov named Sean Marks, the Spurs' assistant GM, as the new Nets general manager. The team plans to introduce Marks at a press conference set for 6:30 today. The game is expected to start an hour after that at 7:30. Back to Syracuse basketball, the men's team is back in action tomorrow in a crucial game against their ACC rival Pittsburgh. SU looks to bounce back in this one after getting dominated on Wednesday by Louisville. The two teams played earlier this year, with the Panthers coming back in the second half to win 72-61 over the Orange. This game, however, may be a little bit different for Syracuse fans. SU comes in having won 8 of their last 10 games. On the flip side, the Panthers have struggled recently, losing 6 of their last 10 games. Both teams are projected to be in the tournament as of now, but both are on the edge and both need a victory desperately. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m.
So, Matt, SU against Pitt tomorrow, like you were just talking about. What do you think the outcome's going to be?
I think it's going to surprise a few people here, but I'm actually going to go with Pitt. Syracuse has had a real tough time with Pitt in the last couple games, and a big reason why is Pitt's strengths are Syracuse's weaknesses. Pittsburgh is a great interior passing team, and in the zone, that's one way to beat the zone, and they do it well every single time. Another thing is Pitt is a great rebounding team. It's very difficult to rebound out of the zone, and they've really taken it to Syracuse the last couple times with that formula, and I think they do it again unless Syracuse finds some way to stop them.
Well, that's not the only big basketball game tonight. The Media Cup, W8ER Radio against the Daily Orange, 2 student media at Syracuse University going at it. Who do you got in that one?
Which team do you play for?
W8ER.
I have to go with you. What did you put up, 25 points last year?
Thank you.
You're the leader of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
as long
that.
as Jay doesn't bring you guys down.
Sticking on the basketball route, though, the Syracuse women's team, a big win last night. How far can this team go?
I mean, this is a very good team, very underrated team, and it was a big win in terms that right now they're projected as a 5 seed in the tournament, but they want to get that top 4 seed because if they do, then they have home court advantage for the first 2 rounds of the tournament, and that is massive for the Syracuse team. They play better at home, and to have to go on the road against a very good team is going to be tough for them. I think they can make it all the way to the Sweet 16, maybe farther.
If they can host a game, it'd be the first time ever in program history. Thanks, Matt.
Of course.
And after the break, one last look at your weather.
We'll be right back.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Huntington! Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear?
All right, Nicole, what am I going to have to wear when I wake up tomorrow morning?
You know, when you wake up tomorrow morning, it is about to be 40 degrees. So it's going to be so much different than last weekend where it was negative 26 feeling like. So you can shed the layers, wear your lighter winter jacket, and it'll be nice outside. Pretty clear all day. Beautiful day to be outside if you have to do anything.
Great.
And you said we are looking at some rain over the weekend.
Yeah.
Should we be worried about that freezing over?
You know, we should and we shouldn't. It depends right now if the system's coming in, if it will drop down below freezing. Right now we're hovering right around that mark. So it's really just going to be dependent on whether it is or it isn't going to hit below freezing or on freezing.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And well, it's time to roll out the red carpet for this year's top group of actors. The 88th annual Oscars are this Sunday night.
Leonardo DiCaprio goes for his first ever Oscar win for his performance in The Revenant. It's his 5th Best Actor nomination.
Other top nominees include Jennifer Lawrence, Tom Hardy, and Brie Larson. The awards kick off at 7 p.m. on ABC. And that's all for our show tonight. For Matt Ryle and Nicole Dementri, I'm Monica Hammer.
And I'm Michael Tricarico. Have a good night, Syracuse.